Hello everyone, this is Michael Madden. I'm broadcasting live from Lehigh University. I'm sitting here with Dave Conklin and also Sara Viteri. Is that how I say it? Viteri?
Viteri.
Oh my god, I've been mispronouncing that for like 2 years now.
I know, it's not like we just met.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
So I actually saw Dave speak at the Digital Footprint down in Philadelphia probably about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to have you speak about is your experience from getting involved with your wife's charity. Because that really touched me, man. I was like, I seen some of the pictures of the photos of people eating at trash dumps and things like that. And Sarah's from Ecuador, and we were just talking about the earthquakes over there and how people just forget that these people are really suffering over there. So if you can kind of speak to your charity work, because I know you're a superstar businessman, but I think that's the part that really touched my heart when you were talking there.
Well, doing well in business can certainly help you with the charity aspects too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal. But no, we're involved with an organization called Humankind Water, and a youth pastor basically had this idea one day that he was supposed to cure the world's water crisis.
Right.
And he quit his job, making 70 grand a year as a youth pastor in a big church. Never went into business a day in his life, and ended up starting a bottled water company. And
he's an amazing guy.
He's unbelievable. Yeah. So my wife and I got involved because his now wife, fiance then, went and tried to sell the water to my wife in her store.
Aww.
So my wife has a store, and she's involved in a different capacity now within Humankind, but basically she would go into places like Ecuador and train women and men how to create jewelry, handbags, things like that, bring them here, sell them, and then invest all the profits back into those communities, trying to give them a way to kind of export goods out of their areas to the U.S. So but the water side of things, we're really focused on filters, creating these filters and getting them into these communities. I've witnessed with my own eyes 80-year-old women who have never had clean water in their house in their entire life get these filters, and it's like a $30 filter, and to us it's like not really that big a deal, but they're sobbing, and hugging you when they're getting these. It's crazy. So yeah, that's kind of what we're involved in there.
Well, we were just interviewing Jeff Hoffman before, and one of the things I was talking about, Americans. Well, I don't mean to generalize Americans, but I think a lot of people don't realize that we turn on the lights and the lights come on. We turn on a faucet, water comes on.
Right, exactly.
And there are a lot of people around the world that don't even have that.
And then we have something like Flint, Michigan happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh my goodness, this is a really big deal. Which, by the way, we send a truckload of water out to Flint as well. So it's not just overseas. It's water is a pretty important thing, and we try and help wherever we can. So
good. And then today, what are you going to be speaking about? Like, if you can kind of give a little idea.
So I was asked to speak about something I've never spoken about before.
But you're an entertainer guy.
I think we'll do okay. But I'm in a situation where I power the marketing. I have a team of 90 people, but we're involved in powering the marketing for 400 websites that individual investors own.
Right.
Wow.
And all of the 400 or so investors that have invested in this concept share our resources to market these websites.
I know, it's brilliant.
So it's been such a cool experience, but I think it's kind of a unique perspective because you've got a lot of personality-driven people that all have put their money in a pot, not to collectively own something together, but to collectively utilize a marketing team to grow something. And it's been really interesting to see the dynamics that happen there with those personalities and things. So
how do you keep egos in check?
We don't let them talk to each other or
us.
Really?
No, that's good. I'm like,
there are people that know that they've invested more or purchased or bought more websites through us than others, and we definitely have to keep them at bay sometimes.
Right.
But we have found that complete transparency and admitting fault when we do screw up. When you have that many websites, you screw up something.
Oh yeah.
So we've just learned that if you're really transparent about it, people tend to respect that. But if we notice someone coming into the mix that maybe is a little overly strong or wants to, really be aggressive, we actually won't bring them into the mix because that can can affect things too.
So social media keeps changing. Like, Sarah, are you on Facebook?
Of course.
No, well, a lot of times the younger generations, they're on Instagram. Like, that's their big thing there. But I know you're on Facebook.
I know. I was like, we're friends.
No, I know. I'm just kidding around.
But Instagram. That's my main sort of stuff. Yeah. And now they have like that live that looks like Snapchat.
I was gonna say, do you get your news from Snapchat?
No, I get it more from Instagram now.
Okay.
Because now that they have the live videos, like I don't have to open up like 3 apps. But I do go on Snapchat a lot too. So
Do you like Snapchat?
I do.
That's the new thing.
I know it is.
Well, it was until Instagram. It's Snap.
So do you know Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So that's his thing.
Yeah.
Snapchat. He's really into that.
Snapchat it's fun. It's fun. It's something to share with your friends. Easy breezy. There's news there now. That wasn't there before when I first started. So you get news. You get entertainment. So you can follow your stars. Like I follow Kevin Hart and I have a laugh all day.
My wife loves Kevin Hart.
I love Kevin Hart. Yeah. So it's something fun to do. It's like you're connected with people on a different level. And just social media, you're liking their page or their business page.
Right.
It's so impersonal. Snapchat feels more personal.
So as those change, does that change your strategy when you're
Oh my
marketing?
gosh, yeah.
Right? You have to constantly adjust.
Yeah. We use Agile Development for our project management. It's a concept called Scrum. There's a bunch of books about it. The reason we do that is we will paint a picture as to where we want to go in like a year, but we only look at it 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah, it's that.
So
it's that
you sit in a room with everybody involved and you go, look, here's our big goal. What do we need to do over the next 3 weeks to make that happen?
Right.
And you then meet 3 weeks later about everything you've done and then set your goals for the next 3 weeks. What that does is it helps us to manage those changes because we could have a site that previously had no Snapchat, but now all of a sudden we realize, oh my goodness, we're missing out on these huge revenue opportunities because we're not on Snapchat. So we'll change the direction 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I remember your daughter speaking about a campaign she did. I forget what it was. It was like a traffic study or something. And I was
Yes,
like,
I'm actually mentioning that today. I'm using that as an example because that would have been impossible without the sharing. That was so expensive to do that the investment made in that particular site, there's no way we could have done it.
So can you just kind of explain what happened there? So, because we're just talking, and I have it in my head, but she doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we had a film crew go out on 95 in Florida, and they set up a camera on a bridge, and they telephoted into thousands of cars that drove by. And then we had someone look at it in slow motion and put circles and stuff and mark the video at places when they were doing something distracting, like eating, talking on their cell phone, texting, whatever.
It was amazing.
And we took all this data and then compiled it into an infographic. The reason we did that is because we needed to get the site talked about, and the site's boring, and no one would talk about it. But with this video and this study and this infographic, it enabled us to get the site talked about and therefore rank better and generate more revenue.
So how did that project start? Did you try and figure out what message are we trying to portray and then just brainstorm backwards to kind of figure out how can we portray
So
that?
honestly, it was completely selfish. It was, we need this website to come up. No, it was.
And what website is that? I'm sorry.
It's SR22insurance.com, I think.
Oh, it's for insurance? Oh.
Yeah, so just
Car insurance.
Yeah,
Well,
so they
and
build websites for very specific
Right.
markets.
Okay.
So SR22 is insurance you get if you've had a DUI or if you're a high-risk driver. You have to get an SR22.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So we needed people to mention this website and talk about driving and all that, so it was relevant. So that's how we came up with the ideas.
That's a genius idea. Expensive, it sounds like.
Was it your brains or it was your daughter's? It was your genes.
Everything's my
It's your
team.
genes, yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
my team. Yeah.
No, but I was so impressed that when I went down to the Income store and met Ken Cartwright and his wife, it was just it was so inspiring to
Ken
see
and
all.
Carrier.
Yeah, it's just all these entrepreneurs getting together, just sharing ideas, and it really you walk out of here like, man, anything's possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make this too long so nobody sees this. So is there anything you want to mention, when we're putting it out? When's the next Income Store thing out here on the East Coast? Do they come back out here?
So we typically do New York, Philly, we might do Baltimore next time. We've done New York, we've done Philly. We love Philly a lot more than New York, quite frankly, because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it is.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah.
We're actually on the West Coast in 3 weeks or something. We're doing
Where
Orange
West
County.
Coast?
Yeah. So it'll be next spring.
Good.
And it'll be all over the digital footprint.
And then how do
website.
people get involved in that? Like, where do they buy tickets or how?
Digitalfootprint.net.
Good. No, it's awesome. It really is. And then, you can learn so much from. I just love that everybody thinks out of the box. Mm-hmm. And they realize that the more, the
Remember
internet
what
is
Jeff
a moving
Hoffman
target.
said, there is no box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hoodie. I have a hoodie and it has a white box on it.
Yeah.
And it says the word think like underneath the box.
yeah.
Yeah. That's our philosophy.
Yeah, because it's an ever-moving target, and then, every Snapchat gaining popularity just changes the shifting of how you.
Then
market.
Instagram started getting nervous, and they're like, "We need to do something," So.
And there'll be another one.
Right.
yeah.
They'll keep moving. I'll tell you, one of the things that gets crazy with me is more the Google changing their algorithm all the time.
Yeah, right.
Because the strategies you use and spend tens of thousands of dollars on to get a website ranked.
Right.
Then Google changes their algorithm, and then the website ranking falls, and then you have to figure out. But again, because we share all those resources, we have access to the analytics on hundreds of sites, and we can
Right.
see what happened and why, and change it.
And then if somebody wanted to buy a website, I know that's what you do. How does that process happen? Do they contact you or your company or?
Not to go right at it, but if you have $100,000, that's
Right.
the minimum buy-in. We would use that to either purchase a website or build one from scratch.
Right.
And then we pay a licensing fee to you, so you get a return on that money right away.
Right.
In exchange for 50% of the revenue. So
Right.
that's the cut and dry.
Yeah, it's
how it
great
works.
because there are a lot of people out there because of the interest rates, and money being at 0% interest, and maybe even negative. It's looking like like, where do you put your money?
Yeah,
That
and
makes sense.
a lot of people are like, they get leery about it. They don't understand it. It sounds too good to be true. And for those people, I always say, come to an event. Because you actually see
Right.
30, 40 investors that have done this already. I
Right.
shouldn't call them investors, they're business owners because they own the sites. But you can see them and meet them, and
Right.
they'll tell you the negatives, they'll tell you the positives, they'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a business just like anything else, But I just, Ken and his wife,
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah. They're just great people. They're just the salt of
They
the
are.
earth, and
They're phenomenal.
and they came from nowhere, right?
You're exactly right.
And that's what I really appreciate that about them, because they just kind of give back and they make everybody feel comfortable. And
There's not really anyone within our organization, I think, that had a super strong educational background or any kind of parents that had.
it's just like
Just
fluency.
passion and
it's
drive.
people like, hey, let's make something
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
And it's great that
Yeah.
everybody applies
I have
their
a
talent.
GED.
Oh, do you?
It's
Yeah.
passion and drive.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
it is.
I got to admit, that lady that just moved us around there, that's that education kicking in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not that education's bad, just to be
No, I'm
clear,
just
I wanna make
kidding.
sure. Jeff Hoffman actually makes the comment, look, yes, you hear the stories about these ultra successful entrepreneurs that, dropped out of college, but it's like 1 out of 100.
Right.
So his thing is play the odds.
Right.
And that's great advice. That's
Awesome.
great advice.
All right, so we're going to cut out for now so we don't make this so long that nobody's going to watch. So you want to say goodbye?
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.
You want to say it in Spanish? A little Latino.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista,
There you
baby.
go. I love that.
All right, awesome. All right, you want to say goodbye?
See ya.
All right, you have contact information you want to put out there?
DaveConklin.org.
Awesome. Yeah, great guy. And your wife's awesome. And your whole family. I like the whole charity thing. It's
Very
great.
cool.
So that's
Very
it.
cool.
All right.
And we're out.
Very cool.